All right. Welcome back to the 2021 PGA Championship here at the Ocean Course in Kiawah Island, South Carolina. We are joined by Steve Stricker. Posted a 200 par 70 today. He is now 1 over for the championship. Steve, I'm going to ask you about your week. You've steadily posted better numbers. You've gone along. You played pretty good golf here. You had the one tough hole on Thursday. Otherwise, you'd kind of be right in the fringes of the thick of it there.
Yeah, one shot really, where it led to a triple bogey at 13 on the first day. Yeah, 3 shots better around here when everybody's so jammed in there means a lot. So, but I've struck the ball nicely. Putter's been good and bad. It was better today, and so I'm happy with what I'm doing, and excited to be playing and playing in front of people and playing in a major championship is always fun. So, especially at my age, to be in here and playing is always a treat.
Makes you feel alive. Gary, let's go on 4, please.
Hey, Steve, I think you played the last 5 holes, even par for the championship. How big a victory is that?
Yeah, they're good stretches of holes, and, the wind is quartering a little bit different than it was the first 2 days. So where they were in off the left, now it's kind of straight across from the right. So a total different feel. The whole course had a little bit different feel today, but the last holes, are off the ocean. It's more off the right. They're playing a little bit shorter because they're not playing into the wind, but still playing difficult. But overall, if you can play those holes and even par for the tournament, is doing something well and doing something good. So hopefully one more day, and try to make a birdie or 2 coming in tomorrow, and but it's been fun.
And I know you haven't been totally happy with your putter. You've talked about it a little bit this year. How much better has it been this week, and what else are you doing well?
It was actually mediocre the first couple of days. Today, I stroked it really nicely. I thought I hit a lot of nice putts, made a couple nice putts. So it was definitely better today. I think I caught on to a little something today, and it seems to be every day. I'm kind of searching for something, to kind of count on the next day, and that's been the problem. Like one day it feels pretty good, and I'll try that the next day, and do you guys relate to that? So it's that's been the frustrating part. So I'm finding myself, thinking a lot about my stroke while I'm playing, and that's a no-no. You can't do that. And today I gravitated towards one thing and just tried to really grind out my line, and it seemed to help.
All right, Alan, go ahead on 3.
When there's big crowds like this, what does that do to a player's body, the adrenaline and the sweaty palms and all that? Like, how does it feel different in front of that many people?
Yeah, it's totally different. It's, when we came back after the layoff last year when playing with no fans, that was really something to get used to as well. And then now that we've got fans again, it's almost like, okay, you got to readjust again and get that level of comfort back again, because we all like to play in front of people. We all like to, try to hit good shots and hear the crowd claps, and it's just, and they've been great this year, or this week I should say, very supportive. And I wore red, white, and blue today, and I heard a lot of USA chants and Ryder Cup chants, and so that was pretty cool. But it's been great to play in front of people here again.
Do you sense there's some gratitude from not only the players but also the fans that we can just do this again after?
For sure. Yeah, you can tell people have been pent up too long, and they're even a little more boisterous than they were when we went before the pandemic. I feel like people are excited to be out, and they're having a good time, and they're drinking, they're talking, they're just they're full of life, it looks like. So it's good to see them.
Could that be problematic? 6 or 7 o'clock on Sunday when people in baking the sun and drinking and all that?
It could be. Yeah, I talked to a couple guys and they were drinking vodka lemonades. They keep going with that today. They're going to have some problems. So, but it's good to see them, and they're like I said, the crowds here in South Carolina have been great.
Thank you.
Let's go to Rex on 6.
Steve, you mentioned at your age being able to compete here. What are your thoughts when you see Phil on top of the leaderboard?
Yeah, very impressive. I played a practice round with him, I think Monday, and he struck it very nicely. He would have birdied the first 3 holes, and I was his partner, fortunately. So that's always fun. But he came in here very focused, it looked like, and confident in what he was doing, and he drove it well with me and hit some great iron shots. And so it's impressive when you got a 50-year-old leading at the top of the leaderboard. And but he's a special player. He's one of the greatest players in the game, in the history of the game, and he's kept his health and his flexibility, and he still hits it long enough to compete, and it's pretty cool to see him up there at the top.
What were the teams on Monday, and what was the outcome?
It was Phil and I against Zach Johnson and Will Zalatoris, and just to give you a glimpse of what Phil said, Phil and I were 3 up after 3, and he said it loud enough so everybody could hear, obviously, and he's like, Strick, I thought we'd be more up at this point. And we're 3 up after 3. So, typical Phil. But it's good to see him out here. He has such a good time with, in those practice rounds and seeing everybody, it seems like. And, he still has a tremendous amount of desire to compete at this level, and that's why he's doing it, and that's why he's playing well.
Would he have said anything about the Ryder Cup during that Monday round, or is that off limits?
No, actually he didn't. No, he didn't say anything about the Ryder Cup. I think he was so engrossed in just drilling those other 2 guys that slipped his mind. But it's cool to see. It'll be interesting to see how he handles it. We all, as we get older, it gets a little bit harder and harder, and I'm sure it'll be hard for him. It's hard for anybody who's leading the tournament, but it'll be interesting to see how he handles it.
Is he in serious consideration for a captain selection for your team?
Oh, geez. I don't know about, obviously if he were to go on and win here and continue to play some great golf, but he hasn't played really all that well up to this point. Spurts here and there. He's won on the Champions Tour a couple times. I don't know if you got to count anything out there, but, it's nice to see him playing well, and I'll be glued to the TV just as all as you guys will be watching and see what he does.
I mean, how much weight can you put on 1 week, even if it's a major?
You know what though, you could put a pretty good amount of weight on this week. I feel like, just because I feel like this is really similar to Whistling Straits. We've got wind, we've got links style, but not really links style golf, which is similar to Whistling Straits. So. We'll look, myself and the captains, we'll all look at who played well here this week for sure, because this is a telltale for Whistling Straits.
Steve, thanks for
Thank you, guys.
spending some time
Thank
with
you.
us.
See ya.